I write books, and I haven't for a while, but it is the new year, kind of. I am recording this 1 month in advance, but today is November. Wow. December. I'm not ready for it. It is December 1st, and I will be doing a book every single month in 2025. My goal is to publish every single month and giving myself a break from fiction and nonfiction. It's something I've always kind of done in like the back of my head, and it's always just been like, oh my god, that feels so unrealistic. And then seeing that other people do it kind of confirmed to me that actually it might not be unrealistic. And so that's what I'm working on this year. And so I want to talk about the journey for each one, and that's what we're here for. It's the beginning of the year. When you're seeing this, for me, it is December, and I'm working on my 9th book. So I've published a lot of other books. Obviously, I have 8 out, and I'm kind of starting to get into a rhythm of what's kind of working and what's not, and just trying different things. And for this 9th one, I have started it a little bit on and off. Like, I started on it kind of immediately after I did my 8th book, and then I just didn't do it for a long time. Different reasons. I'd convinced myself that my other channel kind of took precedence, so I would get ahead on that and then I could write it. And then I was like, well, I'll do it in a little bit, or maybe I want to work on a fiction book. And like, I just kind of bounced back and forth for so long. And I was like, you know what? Here we are. It's the new year, and I have an outline of all of the books that I will be doing in the year. And so this is the first one that I will be working on. And I only have a few chapters in this book so far, so it's really starting kind of from scratch. It's like, I think I have maybe 3 chapters done in it so far. Not particularly a lot, honestly. I think the word count is like under 5,000, so it's still a baby project. But this is the 3rd and final book in my witchcraft training series. So the first one was Path of a Witch, and a lot of people have bought that comparatively to all of my other books. So thank you to everyone who has bought it and enjoyed it. And then my 2nd book in that series has flopped so hard that it made it want to I don't know why it's flopping so hard. People buy it and then they return it, and I'm like, but why? And I never get told why. I just see the number go whoop whoop. And so I don't know what's going on with it. Something didn't work for that book, apparently. I don't know what, but whatever. And then it kind of made me nervous to work on my 3rd book. But I've also come to realize that it's like, you know what? Just keep going. Because last time I got hung up was on my 1st book, and I started to get some, not even bad necessarily. Like, I had one that was just kind of rude. But I mean, personally, I don't know that I would have ever said that to somebody. You know, calling somebody's like 1st book that they're very proud of, and they actually did the work to get it published, to say that it's like the cringiest thing you've ever read, and that it's like the worst thing ever written, which honestly, having read a lot of books, it's not. There's a lot worse out there. But you know, whatever. Like, I had gotten so caught up on that it took so long to write the next one. I'm not gonna let that happen this time. And like, I still haven't really sold copies of my fiction books, really. Like, the rest of my 1st trilogy hasn't sold. I don't think I've sold a single copy of the 2nd book or the 3rd one. Like, it's just not. And then my next series, the 1st one sold a few copies, less on the next one, and it's like, okay, those aren't doing good at all. So my witchcraft ones, my death book and Path of a Witch, have been doing decently well. I usually sell maybe 1 to 2 copies a month, which isn't a lot, but it's more than 0, which is what the other ones have been forever, really. So this next year, I'm just like, you know what? We just got to keep going. Just every month a book is coming out, and that's just going to be the thing. And so I really, like, I spent the last few months getting very solid on like my writing plan and my attitude about it, where if my fiction books sell, fabulous, that's awesome. If they don't, they're written for me. Like, I'm not gonna care a whole lot if they sell or not. Like, they're a passion project, they're a fun project for me. It's something that I want to do, and if other people want to come along for that, amazing, I love you. But if not, like, that's cool. There's a lot of books on the market. It's fine if mine don't sound like something you'd want to read. That's cool. I think eventually people will start to read them, but the only way that's gonna happen is if I write them. So I also have decided that a single project cannot go for longer than a year because if it does, I get bored. And so that's been a big problem, is that I have books that are going for years and I get super bored. So I need to not do that. So this next year, my fiction series is only 6 books and it's only gonna happen this year and that's it. And then that world is done. And I think it'll work out pretty well, honestly. I'm excited for that. And then my witchcraft ones are going to be mostly just standalones for a minute. I have a variety of just kind of random topics that I want to write about, and I have a backlog of ideas that I want to do, and so I think they're going to work out pretty well. But I think having that break of a month between and then writing them again, right now it's December, and so writing and then working on publishing and having just kind of a little back and forth of like, you know, I can be writing while I'm working on edits because they're completely different spheres of existence, I think is going to be a huge game changer. One of the really big things that I'm going to work on is figuring out my writing time that works best, because life is pretty chaotic. And so I'm planning for this next year to pick a time of day that I can get my writing done and try and do it consistently every day. And I'm feeling like it's gonna be like mornings is when I need to just get my writing done, like preferably even like still in bed. I know that's not the greatest like writing technique thing, but also like that is my time where I'm really not interrupted and I can just crank out 1,000 words, 2,000 words, whatever it needs to be, and get it done. And so I'm gonna probably start to try that. That'll be the first video coming after this of trying out this writing system and seeing what works and what doesn't, picking up this project, because yeah, Cycles of the Moon should be coming out in January, and hopefully by the time that the middle of the month is around, it's pretty close, if not ready for publication. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I don't know that I'm gonna upload for like every single chapter per se, or just like chit chat about what's going on. I'm still figuring out exactly what I want this series and this channel to be, because my other channel, I've got it pretty solid of like what's working, and so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I have a couple new things coming over there in the new year, but over here I'm still figuring it out. So yeah, hopefully you want to come along for the journey of an author that's just chaotically writing and trying to do the publishing a book every single month in 2025. Potentially for several years in the future. I feel like once you get that system down, it'll be okay. But you know, you just have to remind yourself that like for some people, writing is a hobby and just a passion project. And then for other people, we remember that it's a job and you have to treat it as such. It's not that you don't love it, because there's plenty of jobs that are still a job, but people really enjoy what they do. And you just have to remember that it is a commitment, and it is a little hard sometimes to stay committed. And you know, sometimes life happens, you take some time off, but trying not to do that too much in the coming year, hopefully. So yeah, anyways, I am excited for all of the writing and working on my 9th book, and hopefully in the month that you're seeing this, it will be getting published. So thank you so much for subscribing and for coming along on my writing journey. I hope to figure out exactly what I'm doing on this channel this year. It's one of my big goals. But yeah, so anyways, this is just the kind of reintroduction into my writing for the year because I need to get on that. So anyways, until hopefully I'm planning like an every other day upload schedule for this channel, because I don't know that I can do every single day. That's a lot, because I'm already doing that on my other channel. So I'm planning every other day. And so yeah, I will see you not tomorrow, but the next day for another update on my writing. If you want to read my books and check them out, they are always linked down below, and they can be found on Amazon. Hopefully this year I will be able to get them also on Barnes & Noble. That's just a project that I have to work on on top of everything else. So hopefully in this year they will be available there as well. And if you want to check out my other content, you can find it on my blog, hopefully soon to be website, down linked below, all that jazz. So until 2 days from now, day from whatever, it's every other day thing is going to be weird. I don't know how to like words that. Yeah, it's not a catchy tagline. So anyways, until next time, thank you for coming along, and I'll see y'all soon.